Oh, that's interesting. So we're live now. We're going to talk about my desk setup and anybody else's that wants to talk about it. Basically, I have a pretty cool, elaborate desk setup for the average person. I'm just now getting into video editing and streaming and whatnot. So I've cleaned up my desk. I bought a new one and put it all together. Did some cable management, and what I'm going to do is walk you through why I have what I have. I think if you saw the thumbnail of my desk, you get an idea of what it looks like. In fact, I'll pull a picture up here in just a moment. Let's see. And to give you an idea of what it looks like, let's see if this works. There we go. So that's the picture of my desk setup. As you can see, oh, I should have put my little picture in my TV. That would have been kind of funny. In fact, maybe next time. But as you can see on this picture, I have dual monitor setup, and then I have this big screen TV. What?
There's no internet. Like, it's connected to the Ethernet cable?
Oh, no. Well, it's not connected this way.
Oh. Can I connect it?
Sure. If there's a spot for it.
Oh, there might not be.
My son is putting his Ethernet cable back into the router. We have a problem with this HP wireless driver, so we can't actually get... You picked the wrong time for this, kiddo.
I'm sorry.
What's your question?
Which one can I like unplug?
The PlayStation?
Okay.
Can you figure out which one the PlayStation is?
Yes.
You have to unplug it from this side, kiddo. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me give you a hint. There's only one cable going to the right, and the rest are going towards the computers. I would assume, not a guarantee, but I would assume that's the one.
Oh, shit.
Don't know for sure, though. Sorry. Going into your closet? He's got a nice closet setup. I'll show you that, too. So, anyways, back to the desk. So the desk has dual monitors. I've got a microphone set up here, as you can see. It looks like the cable management is not that good from this picture, but it's actually pretty well designed, well, to me, because there's tons of cables. I know there's some that you can see here, which I should have cleaned up, but I wanted to get this video out there. Then, of course, I have the PlayStation. I have this AverMedia thing for capturing PlayStation or whatever you want to capture that goes into the computer. The virtual reality headset for the PlayStation. We're not exactly cleaned up on all of this yet, but I also want to show you my light setup. And I'm going to go live here and actually walk you through this, so I don't want to bore anybody. I know there's probably not that many on here, so let me switch my screens, and I'll give you the tour and why I did what I'm doing. I'm going to put this on airplane mode, so... oh, this is my iPhone, by the way. So that's another thing I wanted to show you. I have an app called Live... Actually, let me see what it's called. Live Viewer? Live Air Solo. And it's what I use to get rid of the overlays on my iPhone so I can use it. So watch, when I'll put me back on the iPhone. So here we are. Now we're truly live. Sorry to bore you for the first few minutes, but hopefully a couple people show up. But I want to show you, first of all, I've got a couple coasters for my beer here. This is my beer situation. I've got a sour beer and then a cheap PBR. But you can see that I'm doing this live. Like, I'm reaching out. You know, you can see my hand reaching out with the iPhone, and you can see my desk, and it's all connected. And what I'll do is I'll back up a little bit, start giving you the grand tour. it's plugged in. It's not wireless, so there is that. But so let's just start with the basic setup here. This desk is an IKEA desk I bought for $189 on IKEA, and it's actually a kitchen countertop, and I love it. Now these little stands that they're on, these A-frames, if I could do this all over again, I think I would have grabbed a like a shelf type so I can actually have drawers, because I'm finding that I need a place to put more and more things. But they were $15 each from IKEA as well, so you've got that. Now you come in over here, I've got a few extra cables that I need, so this particular cable here happens to be my MX Master mouse, which is amazing, and then this one is just an iPhone cable. It's a little bit extra long, so you can take it anywhere you want. Okay, so then I have my keyboard, which is a Logitech K380, I believe. And the reason why I've got the keyboard and the mouse the way that I do is because I actually have 3 computers that are hooked up to this. Now you can't really see 3 computers very well here, but I do have them. So I've got my main computer there. It's a brand new, fresh setup. It's a Be Quiet case with a i9 chip inside. Got 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte M2 hard drive, SSD. Got my Blue Yeti. I'll give you some more specs on this later, but it's an amazing computer so far. I love it. Got the Blue Yeti, just so you can hear me pretty well, but I do want to get a more professional microphone, or maybe a professional lapel mic, I believe. It looks like my stream might be off. I'm going to hold for just a second to see if my stream is going to continue to go or not. I can't tell, honestly. 7 minutes in. Let's see. Maybe what I can do is I can copy my own stream and paste it and see if it's working. Painful might be off. It's all right. Well, it still looks good, but you guys can see. You can't see my stream key, so that's good. But what you can see is you can actually see my screen, and mine is just fiddling there in circles. But it looks like it's probably still going, so I'm going to continue on. In fact, I meant to record this as well. Maybe I'll hit the record button too, but nah. All right, so then you see this camera here. This is a Canon DSLR 90D. And then I have my work camera right next to it. So you got the Logitech and you get the DSLR, all used as webcams. Go up here, you have this light that it's not a professional light, but that arm that it's on lets me adjust it any way I want, up, down, left, right, whatever. And then you see I have a place for another iPhone with a cord that'll go right directly into another capture card reader. And what it does is it gives me like a downward view, right? So I can point it wherever I want. Sometimes I'll do tutorials where I have to do some math on a whiteboard or something, and I'll do it right there, and I can have that overhead shot. And you can switch them all, of course, with hotkeys on OBS. So this is OBS that we're looking at right here. I get all the hotkeys on there. All right. So anyway, so I have to have 3 PCs, and the reason why is because my work computer is that black one that's on top. Underneath that is a MacBook Pro. That's where I actually do editing. I use Final Cut Pro on it. Now, that MacBook Pro isn't shown here on these 2 screens right now, but I'll show you how I do that here in a minute as well. I'm also going to give you a tour of underneath my desk as best as I can in the dark. So right now, what I have is, I have a Dell docking station that uses my work computer. It's plugged into the Dell docking station. Now, that has actual DisplayPort outputs, but I bought DisplayPort to HDMI converters, or a wire that basically goes from DisplayPort to HDMI, because I wanted these 2 to be HDMI for my work computer, because HDMI is, I don't know, not as good as DisplayPort for all I know. Now this main computer here, the Be Quiet Beast that I own, that's got DisplayPorts out, and I have 2 DisplayPorts here. So to switch between them, I have to just change the source real quick, and now I can go from work computer to workhorse computer, right? But now how do I get my MacBook computer if I want to put it on one of these screens? Well, I have an HDMI like KVM switch underneath, and I'll show you that in a minute too. But I also actually find that using, for the most part, I just check my messages. I actually use Google Chrome Remote, and I literally just use my MacBook as a tab on my right here. I'll delete my text here for you, but I would just, this is my MacBook right here, and all of my text would show up right here. I'd just start typing away, cut and paste, back and forth, it's fine. And it's just a tab. It says Mark's MacBook Pro right there. Works great. Let me go back to my stream. So that's the basic setup, but as you can see, I have plenty of room here for everything. I've got all that extra room for desk space there, and this right here, actually, I can move this. I can open up these lids if I wanted to, but I like the fact that it's off the desk and I can push it away because I really don't need it in the way very often because, like I said, I just use these two dual monitors. Now over here, I can put whatever I'm working on, paperwork, set things down on, for the project that you're doing. So let's go ahead, and I guess we will go underneath now. I will show you. Now the one thing that I don't like is I have this cord here. It's ridiculously just inconvenient, and I know Bluetooth is the way to go, but I love to get the feedback from my Yeti, but I'm also going to take that off here in a minute because I'm going to go into the desk, and you won't be able to hear me that clearly, but hopefully you can hear me. I'll bring the mic down as far as I can go, and I will switch this to full screen using, well, my shortcut key. I can't do this with one hand though. Control Shift -sign will get rid of me. That's how easy it is to switch. I just have these hotkeys that do all kinds of good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go under there, and if it's too dark, I have a light that I can use. So let's take a peek. I think we're still good. You can see my LEDs. I'm not much into it, but I think it's kind of cool to have just a minimal amount. So, but plenty of space in this bad boy. Again, this is I've got the Corsair CPU cooler. I've got a GeForce NVIDIA 2070 graphics card. All right, let's see. Let's go dig down here more. Oh, let me bring the mic. If the mic will go that low, it should. This will help. Just give me a moment, everybody. I'll turn this mic. There we go. In fact, I'm going to grab the light as well. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me pretty well. I'll move this. I'll just speak up. So what we're looking at now, let's go under the desk. I have the under part of my microphone there. I have all these wires. This is a little bit sticking out, but I have some tape, you can tell. Right here is my KVM switch. So when I do want to actually edit with Final Cut Pro, which I don't do that often, but hopefully more and more as I continue to make these videos. But you can see there's two HDMIs going in and only one going out. And so basically you just hit this button underneath the desk, you press the button and it switches between my work computer and my Mac computer. One screen only, and that's all I need for the Mac. Here you're going to see another crazy elaborate KVM switch, or I don't know if that's the right term. I don't think it is, but it's a switch. It's not a USB hub, it's a switch. So right now it actually can hold 4 PCs coming into the switch, and it's got 3 outputs, but I only have 1 USB going out, and that's my microphone. So that's that Blue Yeti you see right here. And the reason why I have that is because I need my microphone and my headset. So this is my microphone and my audio. I need that on all of my computers, on the PC, on the Mac, and on my work computer. I take a lot of phone calls through that. So I have to be able to switch it with just that one button right here. So it's on number 2 now. Hit the number 3. It goes to my the next computer in line, and then number 4 is blank, and number 1 is the next computer. Here I got a little crazy, and I thought I need a lot of Ethernet ports, which I do, but that's just a cheap Ethernet switcher, and it's basically just to add 8 more ports as you need them, and I'm sure I'll end up using some more. Okay, so let's take a look at some of this other cable management. I know it doesn't look that good to you, but you saw the picture of my desk. It's not that bad, but the cables run across this thing here. Again, I got this thing from IKEA as well. So scrolling through, we have a bunch of different wires. It's actually not that bad, I'm not going to lie, because this is the second time I've done this setup with this desk, and this time it's a lot cleaner. So right over here, which is hard to see, let me see if I can get the light to be better. There we go. So this bad boy here it's kind of expensive. It was a $90 USB hub, but it's got a USB-C, which is what I liked about it. It also has the memory cards, all the different memory card readers. It's got a couple of USB 3, USB 2s, but it's got a USB-C, an Ethernet, and an HDMI input. So I've used all of them. As you can see, my Ethernet cable is plugged into that so that my MacBook is hardwired in. Okay. Oh, and then if you didn't notice before, I have actual plugs and outlets. I'm sure this is a fire hazard for sure, but you know, they're all plugged in underneath my desk, so it's pretty much hidden. Oh, since I'm up here, take a look at this other hub I have. This has got the HDMI that goes into my MacBook to that KVM switch. And I use it basically just for that. Now, there's a couple USBs on top that I could use. I honestly have way too many USB slots for now. But you know, it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. So let's take a look back here if we can. Let's see what we have here. The cable management's getting a little tricky here, but as I get down, you can see my fan there. Let me see if I can show you some of the stuff that I have back here. You know, so that's just basic USB-Cs. I have this wave thing that I'm not even sure what it is yet, but it's like it helps with my Bluetooth and my Wi-Fi. But I'm hard coded in with this yellow Ethernet cable here. But down here I have, this is where you're going to think I'm spoiled, but I'm really just trying to figure this stuff out. This is where I have my graphics card, and the display ports are coming out. It also has HDMI out if I want it, and another display port. And as we get lower, you can see right here, this one right here is my Elgato capture card that has a input and an output. So you could actually do capture of gameplay if you wanted to, or you can set the output to be like a monitoring device or something like that. Like right now, I don't know if I'm on OBS or not. I'm not sure if I'm still live. I'm under the desk carrying a phone, right? And speaking of phone, so that's where this bad boy comes in. This is the Blackmagic DeckLink Quad HDMI input. And basically what you see here is basically just two iPhone connections connected to it. They do get hot. When I touch them, yeah, they get pretty hot. Even if they're not in use, they get hot. So it's a little bit of struggle with managing these because they're not completely compatible with all the software right off the bat, and they definitely run into problems. But anyways, okay, so I'm going to go over that direction next. Actually, first, I want to show you, I know it's a tight squeeze, I've got the Dell docking station up here, that thing right there. That has a lot. It's got a USB-C, it's got, it actually has a dongle for the mouse and the keyboard because I can't use Bluetooth at work. So that's cool about the K380 keyboard with the MX Master. You can sync those together pretty well, but they also let you use not only just Bluetooth but a dongle as well. And that to me really met my needs because I definitely absolutely hate having multiple keyboards and mice for this setup. And then back there I have a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive. So that's about that. Let me just jump into my computer setup here since we're already under here. So the computer, maybe I can get this light to be a little bit less bright for you. Not really, probably not. Well, bear with the light, guys. So yeah, the computer is really nice. It's very roomy. I've got a Aorus Z390 Aorus Master, which is a pretty awesome motherboard. And I love these fans. I love the glass. I know you can't see very well here, but it is just straight up a beast, and I love it. I'm happy with it. So there's those SD cards I was talking about, or yeah, you can put all that in there. I do use that because transferring my DSLR when I do use it as not a capture transferring that data is really slow any other way. So there's that. All right, let me crawl out of here. Ugh. Get back to reality here. Now you can see me again. All right, so now that we've gone through the under the desk, you've seen my computer. I've got, something really cool is when I put my phone on top of my computer here, let me move this thing back here. Yeah, so when I actually move my phone to the on top of my computer right here, it charges it wirelessly. That's pretty nice. It's a good feature of this case. And then of course I have USB 3.0, all your basics, and then I've got Thunder. It's not a Thunderbolt connection. It's an actual like quick charge or something like that, right? So again, I have this iPhone up there. I've got those lights that I can switch around, make it brighter, less bright. And then I also have a Magic trackpad. So when I do edit, I like to use that instead of my mouse, but I'm slowly going to start using the mouse, I think, but I will say I love this McMaster mouse. I love spinning this thing just for fun. And it's like a magnetic, it's on a magnetic system where when you spin it, there's like no friction and it just spins forever. And it's just fun to do. All right, so let's get back up to here and see what we have here. We've got the AverMedia 4K pass-through for the PlayStation and the VR. I didn't buy all these on purpose. I bought them because things didn't work at first, and I was like, well, I need a solution. But now that I have them, I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll just keep them, right? So there's the PlayStation VR setup. And then I just bought this 55-inch TV to go with it, with a pretty cool, it's got a pretty cool mount that I can actually pull this out. Now it's hard to see probably from this angle, but I can pull this TV completely out this way, right? And then twist it and turn it, and it takes 2 seconds to do it. In fact, I can do it right now. So hold on, I'm gonna put this right there for a moment, and I'm gonna pull it out and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I just moved it. See, it didn't take me long at all, but you can go from here to like, oh, I'm also watching a movie right there, right? And I moved this microphone on this side because it used to be over here where the beers are. Oh, speaking of beer, take that. But I wanted to try to record my voice when I was playing the VR on that screen. And so I just flip this thing over, or I can rotate it, one or the other. And you rotate it, set it so that you're recording in front of you like that, and then you can record your voice. You can move it any which direction you want, but while you're playing the VR. And like I said, this TV, I just push it in and it moves. It's fantastic. So let me set this back up. Again, it's not exactly ideal, but it's definitely better than what it was. Let me switch back to just me. Full screen me. Whew, so I could take a break. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed my little tour. Probably a little boring at first, probably still boring to most people, but it took a little bit to set up, and I definitely love it. I didn't show you guys in the video, but I have these poles that come up, so I don't have any monitor stands on my desk either. In fact, I can show you real quick. Camera. So Live Air Solo just definitely gets rid of the overlays. So let me show you one more thing. These poles here. See, I don't have any frames. In fact, I need to clean up those wires. Look at those wires back there. But yeah, I have a pole here as well, which I use to hold my laptops up, which are right here. 2 laptops on that little stand. Really just kind of sitting there idle. And I hope you didn't get too much of a headache with my camera navigations and moving, but that's that. Phew. Well, I'm not going to lie, that did not go as well as I thought it was going to go. I think that was a good test run, though. I was testing out YouTube's streaming with. So when I set this new PC up, I had to redo everything: OBS, all my settings, all my shortcut keys, everything. Even my camera setup. Oh, I have more to show you actually. My camera setup. A little bit closer view though, so you can kind of really see how I can manipulate that. So let's go back to my iPhone mode. And now here's my DSLR right here. In fact, I'll get rid of me. So here's my DSLR, right? And you think, oh, well, it's so stagnant and it looks like it's not like very mobile. Well, it is. I can move it up and down that way. I can move it this way, this way. It doesn't take me long to actually bring it over to this side because I just have to move these monitors a tad and then I swing that over. And now this is on an actual tripod, a tripod, whatever it's called, head, a tripod head. So you can rotate, you can twist, you can bend, and you can do all of that good stuff without moving it. And then I also have a permanent battery that's plugged into it, and I kind of keep that cord loose so that I can pull this whole thing up and put it on a tripod if I wanted to. And by the way, this right here is called a super clamp, and it's really, really cool. Like, it's very expensive. Like this setup here, that's about $120 probably with the clamp itself, but I find it to be pretty useful. You can pretty much clamp anything on there, and it just works like a champion. Now, that was pretty much... Now, that was the tour. This maybe should have been not live, but I thought I'd give it a shot. If you guys have a desk, I want to see some pictures or something, you can... well, I have a Discord that you guys can go on. I'll put a description in the link. And, of course, hit me up in the comments. If you enjoy this type of stuff, I try to be real with everybody. Please just subscribe or come back, or share it. I will definitely talk more about my setup and why I do what I do and why I bought what I bought. And I'm a little spoiled with all those capture cards, especially during this time where every PC part is really hard to get right now. So I'm going to go back and check to see the quality of this stream, see if it was worthy, and maybe keep it, maybe not. But I'll be doing more of these. So appreciate you guys tuning in.